Okay, everybody, we are going to go ahead and get started with our PLC meeting today. This will be the table of contents. You can actually find that on the printout I gave you of the slides. If you want to follow along with that, you're more than welcome to. You can see we have the agenda. We'll have some vision statements for the classroom as well as a PLC meeting. Those are my personal vision statements. We will have essential questions. We will go over some data, and then I will present to you the problem that I have found and how I've implemented it into my classroom. We'll go over some reflections and next steps, and then I actually have some teacher tools that I'd like to share with you all. So let's get started. For this PLC, I wanted to assign some roles to just keep us flowing. As you will see here and on your papers, I have the timekeeper as Lisa, and I have the facilitator as Angela, and I myself am Jessica, so I will be the presenter today. Just a brief introduction of what this is all about. I have been a part of the literacy program at the University of Cumberland. I am finishing my last class, and a project that we are supposed to do is to find a problem within our classroom, find a way to fix it, look at data, gather all the information, implement it in our classroom, and see how well that is doing. So this is what this whole PLC meeting is about today. The vision statements will be in here, the essential questions, and this is the line out of the presentation. Data analysis, statement of problem, the introducing of the strategy and the intervention, implementation of strategy in the classroom, reflection, possible next steps, the teacher tools, like I said, and then we will have the floor open for any questions you may have. Okay, the vision statement for my classroom. This is my personal vision statement. I strive to create a warm, inclusive, and engaging environment where every child feels confident and excited to read. My goal is to foster a love for literature through meaningful and interactive learning experiences that build strong comprehension and critical thinking skills. I want to nurture curiosity, encourage perseverance, and celebrate each student's progress. I desire to build a foundation for my students to become lifelong readers and independent thinkers who see joy and power of reading. I wanted to have this for my classroom, since it is a reading classroom, an intervention classroom, to just try to bring them to a place where they enjoy reading. Here in our little town, sometimes reading can be an escape for us to go to places that they may never actually get to see. The vision statement for a PLC meeting. This is actually, again, my personal vision. So my personal vision for a professional learning community would be a community that is committed to fostering a collaborative, inclusive, and supportive culture focused on student success and continuous growth. We would strive to empower educators to come together in collaboration to meet the diverse needs of every student. We would strive as educators to make data-driven decisions while keeping our focus on each student, seeing them as more than just a number, but as a person. I think that is important, that we look at them and see them more as just test scores and data. I know that is what drives us to get our information, and it is important, but we also want to see the student for who they are and just get to know them and how we can help them. The essential questions that I hope to answer for you today in this meeting: what do we want our students to learn? How will we know when the students have learned what we want them to learn? How will we respond when students do not learn? How will we enrich those students who have already learned what we need them to learn? I started out with the data analysis, and I wanted to look at this first to see what the students that I was bringing into my classroom, what they actually needed help on. Again, I am the intervention with reading, so we do a STAR testing at the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, and the end of the year. They also do their AR test as I bring them in, second grade. They read their AR books and they take tests daily. So my data to see where we needed help, it came from the mid-year STAR test. And as you can see on your copies, that way you can see it a little bit better. I can also get these to you in color if you need them later on. That helps a little bit. We have my second to third grade group, because I do pull third grade as well, but I wanted to target my second graders. So as you can see on this report here from the STAR screening report, we have only 8 of the students that I pull meeting the benchmark or above the benchmark. We have on watch 10, and we have 4 that are in the intervention range still, and we have 2 that are urgent intervention. So when I saw this, I wanted to break down to see if I could find exactly what it was they were needing help on, the areas that I could target. STAR does a really great job at breaking them down, the questions that they have missed, and it aligns them with our standards. And so if you go over here, I did take the students' names off, but if you go over here, and you can see that again much better on your papers, we have the key ideas and details. And if you look at all of these and their scores, the first one that really grabbed my attention, ask and answer questions as who, what, where, when, why, and how, and make and support logical inferences to construct meaning from text. As we all know, making inferences is a critical skill to have at this level, and they need to be able to infer things to answer a lot of their questions, and you'll see a lot of that, of course, on our testing and getting them ready for third grade when they will start really having to push testing. That really stuck out to me because that goes with the rest of these things, these questions and these standards. It actually breaks it down a little bit farther right here. I like that because it gives you the standard mastery, and it gives you like where you can find it at, so that helps us find this. Puts it on our little map here of mastery, so it's 51% for this standard, 45 for our RL 2.2, and 53 for RL 2.3. So we do have some work to do on there, but it aligns them together, and it does a great job at just helping you pinpoint exactly where they need help. So when I looked at this and I thought all that data, I'm like, okay, I watched them take the test, walked around the room, thought these students need help on learning to infer things. They're making inferences. So after reviewing collected data from the mid-year STAR reading assessment, I have found that my second grade students are struggling to make inferences. Data shows that the second graders are having a difficult time using inferencing skills to answer the questions in their AR test, as well as their STAR reading about what's going to come next, what do you think is going to happen to this character, things like that. This is a needed skill for reading, comprehension, and higher order thinking. My strategy that I wanted to include will improve their inferencing and comprehension skills by using a picture walk strategy. A picture walk is a shared activity between a child and an adult that occurs prior to reading the book, and will be where you flip through the pages, and as you go through it, you are previewing the story. So it's like a pre-talk. The picture walk allows the child to become more familiar with the book before actively reading the text. I wanted to get some article. I wanted to find an article that would tell me how inferencing can help and using this particular strategy, and there was also some other ones. I really like Reading Rockets. That's a great website. If you all have not checked that out, I really highly suggest you go there. I will send this slideshow to you all as well once we get Wi-Fi back, and you can actually click on that. That's a link and it'll take you straight there. But the article that I found explains inferencing as the process of drawing conclusions based on evidence and reasoning rather than direct observation. Teaching inferencing is essential for higher order thinking across all subjects. Reading, science, math, it can be in all of them. The article provides instructional resources, lesson demonstrations, and differentiation techniques to support diverse learners in developing their skills. My plan for my classroom, they will come in and we will open here on this carpet. They will get their folders, they'll come to the carpet, and we will open with a class-wide open book time. And we will take a few minutes to flip through that book as a class and allow the students to infer and preview what will happen in the story. The students will then be asked to do this with their own book as they find their book in our classroom library over here. When they have when they've picked it out, they'll go to their seat. They will talk to our adults in the class. As you know, I am able to have AmeriCorps seniors in my classroom, so we have hands on deck. You know, it's something that they can sit down with an adult and go over. I know that in a regular classroom that would be difficult, so my suggestion for that is to be done with a partner. They could do this with someone that sits next to them, across to them, and they could go back and forth with each other that way. When they come in, like I said, we'll take the 5 minutes as a class to look at a small book using these skills. And as we flip through it, this is a way that we will be able to model to the students to tell them how that they will need to be able to do their book. And to save on time, because I know that's a big thing in classrooms, we've got to watch our time, we can leave them on a cliffhanger. We do not have to read the book to them. We can read that maybe the next day. So they can come in, we can quickly go over what they thought yesterday, and then we can read that book to see if they were correct. This will also help with our time issues. Once the students find their level of ZPD, they will go to their seat, they'll talk to the adult, they'll have their picture walk with the adult in the classroom, they'll read their books, and then at the end they will do a book talk before they take their accelerated reader test. Now once I put this in into play in the classroom, the first week the picture walk flowed well. They didn't mind having an extra step added to their reading process. They like getting together and having that time on the carpet as a whole, going over a book. They like to give in their guesses of what was going to happen. So that was really not a problem. I did find that the kids trying to take that time to find the book level and then go to a table to talk to the adult, it took a little bit more time than what we needed it to be, so we're going to have to tweak that a little bit in the second week. I did want to take note of their scores from when they took their AR test. The red is the week before, when this was not implemented in the classroom, The blue shows our first week of the implementation with the scores and how they have increased or stayed the same. Actually, everybody did increase a little bit. I know that this is even right here. That's why I went ahead and put the percentage numbers, because I couldn't quite get that fixed on the screen. So I apologize. During week 2, I found the process was easier done at the bookshelves. We meet the kids at the bookshelves. And when they are trying to pick out their book, we can go through it with them. So it saves a little bit of that time. We can take a few moments and we can ask them what they think about this book there at the bookshelf and flip through the pages. And that actually brings their curiosity about the book out more, and they became more interested. They were ready to go to their seat and read that book. So I think that helped. That helped their enthusiasm, and it helped with our timing. The second week scores, you can see they are in the green. So we've got the pre and the red, week 1, week 2, how they have increased as well. I do believe we will see an increase in the proficiency as a result of being interested in the book that they are reading and using the picture walk and book talks. It allows them to talk more about the book and what they've read and to have those recall skills. This will take some time though. We will need to be able to see the end of the year results to see if this is really working. My next steps, we will continue with this approach after some time of modeling the expectations as a group. This part of the process will stop. We will no longer meet on the carpet. We will allow the students to move on with what they have been taught and go straight to their bookshelves like they used to do, find their book there, do their picture walk at the bookshelf. And then as they do that and they get better, then we can start to increase their ZPD level to move them higher and see if they are still understanding, still using those inferencing skills. When we have kids that do no longer need these picture talks and the book talks, then we know that they are mastering their skills. If they're showing that on the data and in their AR testing, and then of course at the end of the year, that's going to be our big marker, then we know that they have been able to master that skill. If that is something that they are working on, their grades increase, they are making 100s, then we actually want to be able to move away from that totally. We don't want to have to do book talks, and we don't want to have to do the picture walks. We want them to be able to come in, to pick out their ZPD level, be able to read it, understand it, and go straight to the computer to log on to do their testing without any help from the adults in the classroom. That is our goal. That will show mastery. These teacher tools, I added these on here because I really love what they do and how they are helpful. I cannot show you the link on here because, again, we do not have Wi-Fi right now, so I apologize for that. But once I send these to you, if you click on these links, it takes you to it. This is about the picture walk and how to implement it in your classroom and how it can help. We have the Reading Universe that has a great article to read about. Here are some other strategies: question and answer strategy, character change, that's also another strategy, and then this is just another introduction to reading comprehension. It actually has modules on there, and you can take little courses to help yourself learn how to teach and better use these strategies in your classroom. This will be a YouTube link for today's meeting. If you have to go back and to review it, that will be on there as well. So I would like to open up the floor to any questions. Do you all have any questions?
Yes, please. Will you continue using this strategy for the rest of the year?
I do want to. I like how it is progressing. I want to be able to see more how the kids react to it. If we can get them to that mastery level, if we can move them past needing the book talks, needing the picture walk talks, and I want to keep taking them further and further. So I do want to keep this for the rest of the year, and then look at those end of the year scores to see how maybe even it compares to last year when we didn't do the picture walk and book talks, to see how that compares to last year's.
All right, Miss Jessica, one more. Will you be able to provide a copy of this data so that we may actually see the STAR test results at the end of the year?
Of course, yes. I will get that for everyone, a copy, and I can actually even provide it for your students specifically. I can get theirs printed out to show you the growth. I can show you from the beginning to the middle and to the end. I can put that all into a spreadsheet and give you that data straight from the start.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you all. Is there any more questions? Okay, thank you all for joining me today with this meeting. If there's questions that you decide that pop in your mind and you want to ask me, just let me know. Thank you.